Hey there, it's Jenna from the Intern Hustle, and today I'm talking about questions that you should be asking recruiters at your next career fair. I have interviewed and hired a ton of people throughout my career. I've never been a recruiter, but I have been a hiring manager for a number of different roles for the teams that I have managed. And I've interviewed people across many different departments and companies that I've worked for, with positions ranging from intern to sports performance coach to software engineer to CFO. So regardless of the role, there is one thing that I, and my guess is everyone else who really actually gives a damn, places a lot of weight on during the interview process. And that is questions. More specifically, the strength of a candidate's questions. So did they come prepared with questions to ask me about the company and the role that they are interviewing for? Do their questions demonstrate that they have done their research? And were they actively listening throughout the entire interview and developing relevant follow-up questions as well? By this point, you may be saying, Jenna, the title of this video is Questions to Ask Recruiters at a Career Fair. Why are you talking about interviews? And to that I say, well, the upcoming career fair on your campus is not an interview, it is a pre-interview. This is your opportunity to interact with a lot of recruiters in one day and in one place. And it doesn't matter if this career fair is in person or virtual. Your goal should be to make the most of it. After all, the recruiters that show up to career fairs are looking for college students just like you to fill the internships and entry-level roles at their companies. So in order to make the most of your next career fair, you need to be prepared. And a big part of your prep should be coming up with quality questions to ask. Questions that help you stand out and ultimately that help you land that internship or job. So hit that like button if you want my list of questions to ask recruiters at a career fair, and don't forget to subscribe for new videos every single week on this channel. Hey there, I'm Jenna Ryan from the internhustle.com, and this is Initiative Muscle Monday, helping you to start each week with an intentional step toward a successful future. Let's do this. As I go through these example questions that you can ask recruiters at a career fair, keep in mind that they are just that. Examples. So review them and tweak them to make them relevant for the companies that you are targeting at the career fair. These questions are a great baseline for you, but put in the work to show that you care about talking to them specifically and tailor the questions to their company. Okay, these first few questions are a good way to kick off conversation with a recruiter at a career fair because it gets them talking about the company through their lens. You gain some insights about what it's like to work at the company, including their enthusiasm for where they work, which is important. You want to work somewhere where people enjoy showing up to work, don't you? All right, so questions that you can ask to kick things off. What is one thing that most people are surprised to learn about your company? How would you describe the company culture? What's your favorite part about working for your company? What is the number one thing that your talent team looks at when evaluating a potential new hire? How does your company evaluate employee performance? And what does a typical career development track look like for an entry-level employee at your company? Next up are some questions that you can ask about their internship opportunities. Definitely make sure that you are tailoring these questions to what you already know about the company and their internship program. So if they include a lot of detailed information about their internship program and the entire hiring process online, then don't ask the recruiters questions about that same information that you could have easily looked up on your own. Instead, use your research and ask them to expand on, clarify, or confirm any information that you are still unsure about. So here are some questions that I would consider asking about internships. Are there any specific skills or certifications that you recommend people obtain before they apply as an intern with your company? I'm excited about the opportunity and I'll be applying for an internship with your company. What does your interview process consist of, and by when do you anticipate making your hiring decisions? What are your internship application deadlines? Or do you accept applications and hire interns on a rolling basis throughout the year? Who manages interns at your company? Is there one internship program manager, or are there separate managers for each department? What onboarding and training programs do your interns participate in? How would you describe a typical day for an intern with your company? What are some examples of projects that interns at your company get to work on? And how often do interns go on to work at the company after completing their internship? All right, and then finally, the close the loop questions. These last few questions are pretty straightforward, and I call them close the loop questions because you want to make sure that you have a strong way to close out the conversation with the recruiter so that you can take quick action if you are interested in applying for an internship or a job with this company as a next step. So one question that you can ask: what is the best way to follow up with you if I have more questions after reviewing my notes from our chat today? And after you ask a question like this, they're likely to give you their email address or ask you to connect with them on LinkedIn. Okay, hold up. I just said LinkedIn, and before I finish the questions, I need to know, do you have a LinkedIn account? And if you do, is it up to date? And is it in good shape to network with recruiters and hiring managers and other professionals? If not, you definitely need to make LinkedIn a priority. You don't want to be left trying to figure out LinkedIn and pulling together a professional profile in the hours immediately following a career fair just so that you can follow up with a recruiter. Because it's not going to be a well thought out profile and it's not going to get you results. So you want to plan ahead. Get on LinkedIn now. Focus on building a solid profile that tells your story and helps you connect with others in a professional but personal way. I have a free LinkedIn masterclass that I host for students a handful of times each year. So I want you to head over to the internhustle.com/LinkedIn to add yourself to the waitlist for the next one. You won't regret it. I teach on my favorite LinkedIn success strategies for students in this masterclass, and I do it for free. Again, the internhustle.com/LinkedIn. Check below for the link to sign up. Okay, back to the close the loop questions. You've already asked about how to follow up with them. And the next question that I would ask is, I'd love to keep a pulse on what your company is doing in the future. What other events will you or your team be participating in that I can attend as a student? And then the last one, if you feel like it and if this question makes sense, I'm specifically interested in an internship with your marketing department. Who would be a good person in that department for me to reach out to for an informational interview in order to learn more about their experience on that team? So there you go. I think I just shared over 15 different questions that you could potentially ask a recruiter at a career fair. And look, you won't have a lot of time with each recruiter, so don't waste time asking questions about information that you can easily find online or questions that someone can simply give a yes or no answer to, because that's a waste of everyone's time. And don't go into the career fair thinking that you're going to get to ask a bunch of questions. Do your research on the company, pick your top 3 to 5 questions that you want to for sure get answers to, and go in with confidence knowing that you're prepared. And I'd love to hear from you. If you've been to career fairs in the past, what questions have you asked recruiters? Any that I didn't mention in this video? Drop them in the comments below so that everyone can learn from each other's experiences. And don't forget to sign up for my free LinkedIn masterclass at the link below this video. And last but not least, check out these 2 videos with all of my career fair prep tips so that you can navigate your next career fair like a pro. Thanks for watching. If this video gave you some new insights today, please give it a like and share it with a friend or 2. Hit that red subscribe button below so that you don't miss out on future videos. In support of your hustle, I'm Jenna from the internhustle.com, and I'll see you next Monday.